But on the note of servers and things like that, although I am going to be starting on a new server for a season 2 of ARK, and again it'll be with a couple of the Dapplings. Once again, I won't be announcing the server that I go on to for that. It'll just be a fairly small-scale, low-key affair for the sake of a Let's Play. But I imagine we're going to all keep active characters on this server and just continue playing around with things. And more than likely, this will be the server that I use whenever I stream ARK. So this, by all means, you know, you can continue joining this server even after I restart, and there'll still be a Dappling presence here.
He said later today or something.
Oh wow, let's have a look at this. Max apparently took a drop from the biggest tribe on the server, then apparently lied to them what was in the drop, and they came here and declared war. Oh, that's wonderful.
I didn't know they were there. I thought it was another tribe, and I want to say that they didn't miss anything, because otherwise they would feel bad about it.
So basically, you did steal it, and you did lie.
No, I didn't steal it. I was there first.
Okay, well, but you did lie.
And they shoot me with a rifle. Luckily my word OP.
Yeah, you're not answering the question. Did you lie, Max?
Yeah, I did. Maybe.
There is no little bit with lying. My lord, do I need to go all Mr. Miyagi on you? There is left side of road or there's right side of road. There is no middle.
Half of the truth.
No, there is no half of truths. There is all truth or all lies. You scallywag, you. Bringing war upon us. Right now we don't have a novitiates because after the server was wiped, the two tribes just merged because there weren't an awful lot of active members at the time. But we'll probably put the novitiates, we'll set up the novitiates again now that people are just going to be joining, and the actual server address is much more public, so that we can again try to have a tiered, a staggered introduction into the Dapplings. Because unfortunately, while I was away, I have been made aware that there was a little bit of thievery going on. It was probably Max.
No, I don't steal anything. I never stole anything.
Of course you didn't.
That's a lie.
No, he just kills people for their stuff.
I did. You're all liars.
More dwarfs! Fantastic. He actually does look like a dwarf as well. Look at those shoulders.
There's flying poo. Right above Avak's head for some reason.
Darth. Darth is usually the reason of anything related with poo.
This is my deity, please do not deface it.
Your deity.
Can't actually reach it now.
Don't shoot the poo. It's very, very lacking in respect. Shooting it with arrows now. That's not much better. Okay then, shall we, yes, as Calista says, shall we get to work? Who's going to be involved in this? Whoever's going to come out gathering resources, let's all group up. We'll just stand over here, where I am.
Right, dehydrate.
That is literally all Darth does in this game, is roll poo at people.
Can't find it now.
And that's what you get for rolling your poo away. You've no one else to blame but yourself.
It's okay.
Don't run in front of the man swinging a pickaxe.
That is a very, very good bit of advice.
Got 3 prime of the stagger. If everyone looks at the sky, please.
Oh, that's awesome. That is actually really awesome.
We have a bunch of the flare guns. And skins.
Thank you, Sheila.
Okay. I've got 38 meat now. We can make a fireplace and then actually roast it.
Okay, I'm gonna drop 8 of the cooked meat that Sheila just gave me because it was way more than I need.
Where are you, Fiery? Is that you across the road with the Bronto?
No, I'm at FX place. Where all the people are right now.
Yeah, that was kind of what I was afraid of. Is that Max is a little bit too excitable, wants to show off his cool things, but not particularly strategically minded, I'm afraid. Though, given how many there are of us, we would probably be, unless they brought flying creatures,
And
we'd
how
probably
many
be
guns we
okay.
have to kill them?
See you later, Doc.
Later.
Take care,
Bye.
Dot. We could kill this Bronto and chop it up for meat as well.
I can kill it with my flyer.
Really?
Yeah, because it can't hit me because AI is very not so smart.
Oh, that's not so
It's-
great.
It's more artificial stupidity.
That's a real shame. Definitely the Dino AI needs a real lot of work in this game.
If
It's
you
a,
know,
it's a
I can
massive
just-
issue.
If I just attack his head, he will just look at me and box slightly, then mostly stand still for me.
I try not to abuse glitches when I notice something like that. 'Cause it just it makes the game
It's
even
not
easier than it already
It's
is.
not really a glitch, it's just, it sees you, it walks up to you, but it does, and it sees you can't attack you and hit you, so it doesn't attack.
I think Kalissa's killing him with Sarkon anyway,
Aww, kill
and
seed.
it's already dead.
Yeah, Sarkon OP.
Avak is full. Am I? I'm not. I can eat more.
Laser's coming.
I like to imagine that you named a dinosaur Avak because you just missed me so much while I was on holiday.
And
Yeah,
we
that
have
was-
seen you already, so we could play with you if you want online.
I've just got to run back to base and
Sure,
go
Calissa.
AFK for a couple of minutes.
Oh,
This oxygen
Calissa is
is
awesome. Always making sure that I get a chance to play with the new dinos. Which one am I on? Am I on Sarkon? Can Sarkon not move backwards?
Yeah, look left of centre and you do a quick attack, which still does as much damage and such, it seems, but it's faster.
Too many. I think
Where do I need to go now then? Probably over here is where there's going to be a decent amount of rocks. I'm not sure if Sarkon could go through the water. 'Cause he looks pretty low down.
You need to watch their oxygen, but they can actually swim faster than they can run.
yeah, too many Sarkons
Oh, wow.
died.
Really, Darth?
Getting some very good range on this one.
This is pretty awesome. Oh, I like the fact that it turns around and wallops things with its tail. That's pretty good. Oh, and you can attack really fast with it as well. That's amazing.
If you hit a spinal, level 4 spinal 2 times, it starts running from you. Just 3-shot it.
Really?
That's really powerful. I think it's one of the most powerful dinosaurs of the game, but it's so slow you can't kill anything with it, only if it runs at you.
Does it have any sort of AoE capacity, or is it only what's right in front of it?
360 degrees around him.
Oh, wow. So it's actually better to just walk in the middle of a bunch of stones and then gather. Ah.
And just start hitting it until everything's gone.
Oh, yeah, there Calissa was answering the question I was wondering about. With regards to gathering rocks, it's single rocks, where it's AoE on berries and mobs. It's actually a pretty good little dino for gathering berries as well, by the looks of it.
Yeah, before they made them unharvestable, reeds and bulrushes along here would entirely overweigh Sarkon after a single attack in them.
Really?
I think 800 beta berries then. Yeah, something like that.
Wow, 5,000. That's ridiculous. No wonder they changed it.
We were running out of spoiled meat rather than narco berries to make narcotic.
And we had a level 105 saber. It would just everything kill. Would kill everything ever.
Yes, very fast miner. I'll let you have your Sarkon back now, Kalissa. Thank you very, very much for letting me try that out.
Chris, Avik, have you ever flown a flying dinosaur?
Yeah, I've flown flying dinosaurs, both the birds and the pteranodons.
By the way, there's a naked player running around near base.
Name?
Didn't manage to catch it.
See everyone, look at chat right now. Too dapper to look at new people on purpose. Unless they want me to, in which case I feel obliged. Is that really? You scallywag. He's too mic shy to say that out loud though. Oh no, my hatchet, damn it. I'm gonna have to go back to base and get another hatchet now. But I am fairly certain, I mean, I've seen things on Reddit where people just made a sport of finding people's bases, breaking in through one of the walls into the bedroom, using a pteranodon to pick them up and then carry them to a little holding pen on the top of an impossibly tall cliff and just leave them there with a little sign saying something funny. And their only way out was basically just jump off the side and kill themselves. Isda is almost entirely without fault in all of these shenanigans, which is very, very rare. Because in any game that I play with Isda is usually at fault for the shenanigans. But in ARK, he's actually just an innocent bystander most of the time. Bit of a culture shock, honestly.
But his aura makes it happen.
Wow. Darth, you are almost completely camouflaged in these bulrushes. There we go. You also threw your cloth hat at me. Did you mean to?
Yeah,
Okay.
the memories are too painful.
Bloody Max. Breaking your memento. Ruining your memories.
Why is all the blame on me? Always all the blame.
Well, if you would stop stealing things from other tribes and killing our tribe members, then we'd be less inclined to blame you.
I never stole something from everyone else. They tried to steal it from me and I managed to get it away from them. And they shot my freaking pterodon. Luckily I make it OP. But still.
I mean, yeah, I am saying, I'm just teasing mostly when I say you stole stuff. But you did lie to them about it, which didn't make it any better. But, I mean, my personal opinion is that unless you can see them running for a drop, I mean, if you could see that they were going for it and you just rushed up there to take it first, then I'd consider that pretty poor form. And likewise, if someone did that to me, I would consider it poor form of the other person and would feel justified in calling them on it. But if you just happened to be there first and there's no sight of them and you picked it up and then they start getting in your face about stealing, then yeah, I'm with you on that. That you didn't steal, but I'm just teasing you most of the time. Don't worry about it.
And I drop it most of the time when it's dark, so because then the high level crops spawn are easy to see from far away.
And now that everything respawns faster, we can just attack the tree line, and by the time we get up tomorrow, it'll all be back. I'm so glad about that.
It looks like
Actually, you'll find half of its back before you even get back to base.
Yeah.
We had a mammoth.
There
and
was
we
a
can
little
just-
bit of me, though, that liked the idea that resources didn't just, like, whole trees didn't just spring back up and you had to be a little bit more careful. I don't know. I kind of like games that require you to be mindful of how quickly you're harvesting resources.
Still, they have still a system. The smaller trees will show up first, and then the somewhat large trees, and then the largest trees. So it's kind of, it's not instant that you see the one of the biggest tree in the forest.
Yeah, but the trees don't give different amounts of wood, do they? Or have they changed
Yeah,
that?
a little bit.
But
Yes.
not very much.
There is a slight difference.
Yeah,
I actually noticed
it's...
that the willow trees gave a ton of wood.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah.
The difference in the amount of wood that you get from trees is completely divorced from the size of the actual tree model, unfortunately.
Because otherwise you should get a whole lot of a big tree or a little bit of a small tree.
Yeah, that would
And
be the
that's-
better option. But, I mean, it would need to be really drastic. Because the difference is, like, a little tree will give you 7 or 8 wood, and a big tree might give you 14. And it's like, no. I mean, the difference in size of the model is absolutely enormous. It should give a comparably enormous difference in resources.
And
Also
then you
take
get,
time and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, what are you thinking? Like a ramp up to the same level as the windows, and then you just kind of ride the dino up onto the ramp,
It
and then...
depends on the size of the dino. Those
Yeah.
windows there and this ground height would actually work quite well for things like mammoths
Yep.
and brontos.
Oh, good point, actually, yeah. Yeah, that'd actually
Even
be a really good
tribes.
idea.
Ideally, though, we'll want to build the loading dock into the outside wall, so we don't need to bring dinos into the courtyard to unload
Yeah.
them.
There's no
Honestly,
alternative
one of
way
the
to get
things
out.
that we need to kind of keep in mind is that now that things are being built up a little bit more, we're probably going to be splitting the two tribes again, especially with more players coming on. So we're not going to need as much room for like loads and loads and loads of dinosaurs out here, because one of the worst things that I've noticed in the previous bases is just the dino spam that you end up with, because everyone has a dino, but not just one. Some people will have 5 or 6 or 20, and very soon, just walking around the base is A, laggy, but that's been addressed a little bit by the patches. But B, it's just so hard. Tails wagging everywhere, and the sound is, oh my god.
I think in the previous base that you missed, we had the behemoth gate and stable. And I think there were, out of my head, 5 scorpions, 6 raptors, 6 sabers, a lot of delos. We had a mammoth, 2 T-Rexes at some point. We had 3 trikes, 2 stegos, and 2
Kalissa.
ankylos.
And don't forget the Sarko.
Oh, and Sarkon.
Yeah, I was actually told about it. Like, when I came back, Kalissa mentioned quite a lot of the... It was just... From the stories, it was just ridiculous. But we don't want anything like that, so... Ideally, we just need 1 or 2 work animals for tribe use, as we have right now. And, I mean, if someone wants a lot of dinosaurs, by all means, but keep them in your personal... Build your own house with a stable, kind of like Jaradan has done, you know? So how are
like
we
what
going to
you're
build
doing.
this area out back here? I mean, I really do like
get it.
the shape
Looks
of it.
cool.
It looks really... Yeah, I'm with Max on that. It looks really, really nice. But what's the idea back here?
I think you park your dinos here, and if they are small dinos, you park them here. Because here's another window.
I see. That makes a bit of sense.
The idea of this is to have a wall around the metal so it's
Yeah.
hidden, but also create a buffer that will hopefully prevent dinos inside from sticking their heads out and
Yeah.
getting whacked.
Yeah. So just stick the ramp on the side. Just a 2-wide ramp.
I've put the ramp here because I think rather than just use fence foundations as we have here, we should keep everything fixed to the same grid as the metal box and most of the building, and using pillars on ceilings where necessary, so that the entire thing is in line with itself and all of the walls will actually be structurally supporting.
Yep.
Thank
the
you,
problem with
Kalissa.
that, the problem with that ramp though is you cannot put a wall in front of it, so you can still see the metal. That section is still going to be showing metal.
Here,
Yes.
I think we should be able to put a fence foundation here and a wall on top of that that'll meet up with this.
So how are you going to get the dinos in there?
In where?
Alright, so you're saying you're going to have the dinos come around here and walk up.
No, this is just the inside of a second wall. So there's going to be another wall of
Yeah,
the main building.
Basically,
running along
Max
here.
said that it would be the dinos, not Martin.
So this means the metal won't be visible, dinos can't stick their heads out, and we can put auto turrets, plumbing and wiring in there if we want.
Okay.
The thing is that earlier, quite a few people were talking about the possibility of using this rear area as a loading dock because of the windows, to allow, like, tall dinos could just walk up outside and then people could take things through the window from the dino. So it seems that there's been a bit of crossed wires there, which is why Kale was thinking you'd built this for dinos to be loading.
Okay.
But yeah, I think perhaps we should just keep the main building a little bit more simple, not try to build an elaborate loading dock and all this. It's just adding vulnerability upon vulnerability upon vulnerability to the base. And the primary goal of this base isn't to be easy to access for storage. It's to protect what we store in it. So I think that needs to be the priority in how we build it. Yeah, as Calista says, this base is for security. It's not for unloading dinosaurs. We'll just have to put in a little bit of extra legwork ourselves, moving things from an actual storage building that has a loading dock, if it's important enough, into the main base. But this is, I think, the problem that we're having right now is people are able to kill us and kill our dinos by just glitching through walls and things. We just need a place where we can log off safely and keep our best stuff. The vault helps with that, but having the one thick walls is a bit of an issue. Yeah, I'm very big on having people just building their own house for their own little things rather than trying to make the communal area. Like, as we were doing before the server was wiped, we had two buildings. One, the idea was to have a very small, tight little camp just across the river here. And then people could build other buildings a little bit further out. But the main camp would just be for storage and communal sort of stuff. And the idea was just to keep the building small so that it was very easy to protect. Honestly, like, this place is huge compared to what I was expecting. Like, the walls are really far out, but the main thing in here is just to get this place a little bit more secure from the glitchy kind of attacks, through the wall attacks. The odds are, as soon as we finish work on that, they'll have fixed the glitch. Pretty Lost Beard, having a number of dinos really doesn't stop any raid. I mean, genuinely it doesn't. They'll just kill the dinos.
They had two way the T-Rexes when they came to attack and explosives. They were really mad at us that we killed their first T-Rex.
Yeah, but from what I understand, that was people who killed it, not the group of dinos.
Yeah.
Yes.
Glissa shot him off his mount.
And then you eventually killed the T-Rex. But what Pretty Beard was saying is having a lot of dinos around the camp makes it more secure. It really doesn't. It really, really does. Unfortunately, it seems like that should be the case because it seems like the game is designed to make you want to have a lot of dinos in your camp. But in reality, the AI is just so derpy. It's actually just setting you up to lose stuff. Like, someone could attack this place who has nowhere near the ability to actually break in and do damage to stuff, but could kill all of our dinos anyway. And so we've ended up losing stuff by having our dinos die. So it's just one of those annoying things. It'll probably get tweaked and improved over time.
Yeah, because the T-Rex, they have AoE attack, so if there are more dinos, more things to hit, so more deaths at the same time. Just really less effort. And they have because they are so big, they have a quite big AoE. If you packed all the dinos at the moment, tightly together, they could hit them all at the same time. Easily so, even.
Yeah. As Calista says, you know, the number of dinos really doesn't help. if that had been the case, then our old base would have practically been impregnable.
Yeah.
Alas, 'twas not. Right, once we've got the metal part of the base completely concealed, I think that is going to drastically improve the survivability here, simply because people are going to be less inclined to try and take it out. Because it's not going to be obvious that there's anything of any particular value here. Though, the larger the structure gets, the more it's going to become obvious. So, I mean, that is one of the other considerations with making a very large base. Is the bigger you make it, the more likely it is to contain something worth trying to break it for. Oh, yes, please. And yes, Calissa, well, it's certainly more interesting than gathering, at the very least. But probably the most fun I've had in the game is the feeling of achievement you get when you tame a dinosaur, honestly. It's, the simple joys of life, just riding around on a dinosaur. It's glorious.
This game managed you to you feel good about yourself by doing literally nothing for 7 hours.
Yes, pretty much.
That's quite an achievement.
Though it feels like less of a one when you put it like that.